Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly reading. So this reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising, and we're just going to see what's coming in for you, Capricorn. Coming off that really big, intense, emotionally and psychologically intense full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. We've got the King of Swords. When I was at like decision making, logical, got your logical head on, being very rational, energy coming through, I kind of got, when I was meditating and coming in with you, we've got the Nine of Wands, is that you're kind of looking at something and going, okay, how did this happen? And now what do I do with it? So, and that's kind of exactly what these two cards are, actually. That's exactly what those two cards are. So the Nine of Wands is like something has kind of hit a snag. Something's come up and it's like, I wasn't expecting that, but now I'm going to work this through and work out, exactly how to move on from this. So let's see. We've got the Moon card. So a bit of confusion around it. The Three of Pentacles, but in comes a sense of being able to work it through and work it through with other people. Oh, and Ace of Wands, fantastic. And at the base, the Five of Cups. Okay. So it does feel strangely like there was something kind of heavy happened that felt like it's like oh no, how did this happen? Or why did that happen? Kind of energy, which I think is symbolized by this Five of Cups here. You know, this is represents some kind of a loss or a sense that something just went wrong that you didn't expect. So I'm not saying it's anything dramatic, because I actually just feel it was like, I feel like you get over it here, because look at what happens with this Ace of Wands. So it could also have been like a heaviness in your heart, or a heavy energy, where you kind of just are realizing that there's been a big emotional fallout with somebody as well. Like, oh, how did that happen? And maybe it's something that it took it took time. I feel like it finally kind of hits you, and that's part of what this full moon in Scorpio is doing. It kind of hits you, this energy that something didn't go the way that you planned or didn't work out. And it does feel very much connected to potentially another person. So I do feel like, I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be, because it can be related to career and work as well. But you definitely, it's a sense of it's possibly brought up something from your subconscious, or some kind of old memory that has come up from the surface that for whatever reason just pulls you a little bit sideways for the moment. It's like something that you are like, maybe this needs my attention. Maybe this is actually something that had more gravitas or was more serious than what I was thinking. For whatever reason, I filed that away. And now that it's come back up and I'm looking at it, I'm like, how did that happen? Really, how? And there's this sense of wanting to really fix something that there might be some deep sorrow about, or some regret, or that there may be just some sadness. It just is a sense that you're able to kind of wanting to move on from this. And so, it's an interesting energy to come through. But then we move to the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, and this is where it's like you don't have to solve this all on your own. Whatever this is that's come up, it feels very much like it's more an energy, like it's just something hits you hard, rather than more an energy connected to a memory, like an emotion connected to a memory. It feels a lot like that, but it might just be that something's come up like this week that you just go, But it feels like, you don't have to do this on your own. There's people around that can help you, and people probably will come out of the woodwork and offer help, or offer services, or offer money, or offer solutions. There's a collaborative energy of like productive energy of like, let's work together and solve this. And so that's a really nice energy to come through. And this is where, but you turn up as the Ace of Wands, which is where you're getting your fire back, where it is that you feel like you're not brought down by the heaviness of this energy anymore. You're able to kind of, there's something new that you want to do. You're kind of almost driven to do something here. So from this energy, a new ambition comes out, a new want, a new desire of sorts comes out. And that can be so different. I feel like it's deeply connected to this old, like, oh, how did this happen kind of energy. But maybe the Ace of Wands is something like, well, I'm going to make it right, and I'm not going to do that ever again, or I'm not going to let that happen ever again. I'm not going to let it kind of go down that path for whatever reason. And it's this flame that's burning bright. And maybe there is somebody that from the past that you've been really missing, and it's like, how did it happen that I haven't spoken to them for so long? It doesn't have to be like there is this sense of like mourning or something with it. Doesn't have to be something really, bad that's occurred here. It's just a sense of how did I let that friendship go, or how did I let that person move out of my life? And, it just has this tinge of kind of almost melancholy with it, or nostalgia to it as well. Doesn't have to be necessarily, because if this is like some sort of work problem that's just like, oh no, how did that happen? It's just like you getting back on top of it and going, right, everybody, all hands on deck, let's sort this out. And then it's like, right, now I can move on to something new. That worked. So it's a sense of you've been presented with a problem, you come up with a solution, that worked, and then you got this newfound like, okay, now I want to be starting this. So yeah, it's that's why I kind of got this sense of deep thinking about deep contemplation, deep consideration that's coming through. So let's see what animal energy you're working with here, Capricorn. We've got the bat has just flown out. It just flew out, and we can see the big full moon there. We're talking about the full moon in Scorpio and how this moon can show you things very, very clearly, and it can actually dredge up a lot of fears or things from the subconscious. The moon shines brightly. You've got the moon right in the center here. So I do feel like this moon has had a big impact on you. And brought something up for you. But the bat energy is about releasing fear around this, any kind of fear or confusion or doubt. Release it, because you will know exactly what to do with this Ace of Wands. You'll have the fire in your belly, and you'll be like, right, whatever's going on inside your head and mind about how you're processing this, it'll be a different feeling. You'll start feeling about it. The energy will move through, which is actually through you, and you'll feel differently, which is good. So let's... So I do feel like this Ace of Wands is, a very, very strong new goal, new motivation, new desire. Like, I can do this energy, which is really great. So I'm just going to pull a take-home message for you, Capricorn. Let's see what the little final message for you is. We've got 7 of Shells, choice and ambition. So that's, again, we're connecting to that word ambition. But it's also saying, well, yeah, there's seeing that there's choices ahead of you. There's other options that are opening up here, because you've kind of found a solution to something tricky in your life. And then it's like, well, that opens up a whole other possibilities. What other things can I throw some things at and find solutions to? So, yeah, the choice ambitions, I do feel like there's potentially for some of you, this 3 of Pentacles is some kind of success with income. It can be passive income, or there can be multiple income streams coming to you. So there could be some sort of financial benefit this week as well that could be coming in with this 3 of Pentacles. And what it does, it just opens you up to like, that works, now what next? Look at all these other new options and choices that are in front of me, and you're getting ambitious with something, which is actually really great. So that's it, Capricorn. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and take care.